Tony, who's the bald guy? You know, the one who's always over-promising video games.
It's about Patrick Stewart, right?
Yeah, well, welcome to the Patrick Stewart podcast. I am a usual host, Joe School and Brace, and I'm joined here by Tony Tonzidati.
Which I'll be Commander Riker.
Yep. So what have you been playing this week? Do you want to go straight into that?
Well, yeah, I think we talked about this last time, right? Like we said, what are we talking about? So this is going to be me talking about Guild Wars 2, the new expansion, Path of Fire.
I've got it right here.
Oh, in all of its slightly smaller than full screen glory.
I can make it bigger.
Make it. Oh my god. We have the technology.
We can rebuild him.
But yeah, I've been playing. I want to say I've been playing that almost every day for the past. How long has it been out for? Like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I've gone 3 out of the 4 known raptors, mounts rather. Sorry. But as you pointed out to me, there's a secret 5th one.
Yeah, because I thought there was like way more than 4, so I looked it up, and on the wiki, it was like, oh, there's a 5th hidden raptor.
So when the game came out, I was like, oh, do they have skins for it then? Because that makes sense to me, because they had like 4 archetypes, and it's like they don't have skins for them yet, but I reckon that will be a thing.
Okay.
Because you can dye them in the game. But yeah, I've been playing that, and the new area is actually a lot of fun. Like,
how far have you got into Guild Wars 2?
I've unlocked the new class for my Necromancer, Scourge.
The Scourge?
Yeah, so I got all the hero points required
for that. Oh, they have new,
basically new
spec things.
Yeah, they're called elite specializations, but they're basically new classes on top of existing classes. So there's now 2 other classes on top of like all 9 base classes.
Even the Mesmer?
Yeah, Mesmer got Mirage.
Did they make one that wasn't shit?
Mesmer isn't shit.
Yeah, they are.
You haven't seen Chronomancer though from Heart of Thorns. It can manipulate time.
I've only ever seen the vanilla
Okay.
Mesmer, which I did not enjoy.
Okay, I have played a little bit of Mesmer, and I'm kind of enjoying it actually.
Mm.
But I do understand where you're coming from. But yeah, if I told you Scourge was more like Mesmer, would that make you confused?
Yes.
Because you can put down like 3 shades. And
I always liked the Necromancer class in Guild Wars 2 actually.
Yeah, so you lose all your minions and things in place of like utility skills. So like I've got like on 7, I've got like a teleport, because like the Scourge is all about healing and giving people barriers and trying to heal them again and again. Yeah. Basically, so I'm like I have to be like really far away, so I don't get hit. So basically, I have a portal I can place down that's there for 7 seconds, and anyone who goes through it the first time gets like a barrier. So like it's basically like a really temporary health thing. Can go through. Yeah, but it means that they can't take any damage until the barrier is gone.
I always like those abilities where they're like dual faceted, where they're like if an ally goes through them, does this, and then if it
that's what a lot of Scourge has. So it's like a really supporty. So I can't do much by myself at the moment because I've got the wrong armor set, so I can't heal as much. But as soon as I'm like in like a group, like I can just heal everyone.
See, that's the problem with playing like a support class.
Yeah.
In Guild Wars 2, is it's very hard to solo content.
But I feel if I get better armor, I've got to heal myself more. Because at the moment I'm just losing health too quickly when I'm by myself because I'm the only one taking aggro at that point.
Well, some people would say there is no holy trinity.
There is.
In Guild Wars 2.
There actually is.
But there is.
You need a healer. You need some sort like the tanking and stuff is like completely different from any other game, and like any class can tank with the right build. But you still need a tank. You still need DPS. You still need healers.
Yeah.
Like that's not gone. So, but you know, I was talking about the area, right? Like I really dig the area. Like I like the theme. I've always loved like Egyptian like looking stuff and like deserts and things. So I really like it, and it's not super annoying. Like the Heart of Thorns one that was before, with like really vertical stuff, and you had to like glide up. And I don't want to ever go to the Heart of Meguma ever again, which is where the previous expansion was set. But yeah, and the mounts are really good fun, and it means you don't have to like sprint across the map using like abilities that your character has.
How does it compare to the glider there?
You still need to use your glider for some things. At the moment, I'm not sure if that changes if you get the Griffin, because the Griffin, I've only seen people use the Griffin. They seem to be able to jump up really high and glide, so maybe the Griffin like bypasses the glider. I don't know.
Right.
But I've still had to use the glider.
Can you use the mount in the older zones like the glider?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can even use the mount on a so all you need to do is like the glider. So the glider system was like if once you got character level 80, you got a mastery point, you go to the right area, and then you unlock the glider.
Yeah.
Then once you unlock the glider with a level 80 character, all your characters have the glider. It's exactly the same for the mount system. So as soon as you unlock the mounts on a character, everyone can have a mount. So
cool.
So I'm leveling up like an engineer, and he's like level 30, and he had a mount. So he can just ride a raptor or a bunny.
Interesting how they did the mount system because it's very different to traditional MMOs like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, because on World of Warcraft, I know because you have to there's like a bar, isn't there? So you have to be definitely you have to be out of combat. Like the bar, slowly charge it, then you get on it, then you ride away, then you get hit, then you have to get off it. I presume in World of Warcraft.
You get dazed,
right?
So it makes you walk really slow, and eventually you can get dismounted if you get hit enough. But the mounts for you was too. They have a combat move, right?
Yeah,
to get you into combat.
The mounts in the Guild Wars, you instantly get on them. You can't get on them if you're in combat.
Right.
Because on Guild Wars, if the screen goes yellow at the bottom, you're in combat. You just can't get on it. But then you have a one ability. Each mount has a different one ability. They all do something different, and that gets you into combat if you're just riding into combat. And it has everyone has an effect to dismounting things as well. So it actually has a use in combat as well, and it actually does some damage as well. But you don't get dismounted instantly. You can get dazed by certain attacks, but your mount has a health pool, and once the health pool reaches 0, you get dismounted.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So that's how they managed it.
Do you think the content of the mobs is built around the mount, damage?
No.
Could you play it if you didn't use your mount? Could you get through all the content fairly without a mount?
Yeah, you can get. You don't have to have the damage output isn't that high. It's just it is literally just designed to get you into combat once from the mount.
Is the zone size that you could walk across it, or do you
it's the normal size.
Is there parts where you have to make jumps and stuff with the mount?
There's places where it makes it quicker to get across the map.
Okay.
You can jump across a canyon.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But you could theoretically climb for a rock and then glide to it if you've done the previous expansion stuff.
Yeah.
So all it does you could ride across the map quite quickly, or you could walk across it. It's the same size area as any other map as far as I can tell. It just makes it far quicker to ride across it.
Well, I'm 2 expansions behind now.
Yeah.
So what else was I gonna ask? Oh, I don't remember.
I don't know. Because for me, there's only 4 proper areas, I think, and the rest are going to be season.
Didn't you get a guild hall recently?
No.
No.
Okay. Got a load of stuff for the guild hall, which we don't have yet.
You need to invite people to the guild.
No, we need to do. I don't know. I can't remember if we've told you this, but we need to really specific stuff, which you kind of need 5 people to do. Right.
You need a guild to do guild challenges.
But we just need to get to the next level, I think, to unlock the guild hall. We can actually do stuff by ourselves after that point, I think. But because for the longest time they had a system where you just had to be in a group together doing stuff. Yeah. And then they made it some stupid bullshit where you have to go and collect stuff in 10 locations in a set amount of time.
Right.
And if you don't have to me you need at least 3 people or 4 people from what I can gather.
Can't you just waypoint around?
Yeah, you can waypoint around. But you have to know where they are. If you're really specific, and you have to be really quick on the mark of trying to get there. And I'm pretty sure, with the time limit that it gives you, you kind of need 3 people at the very least.
It's weird because in WoW you can solo so much stuff.
Well, yeah, it would just take longer. I would agree with that. I don't know why they've got this weird system to unlock.
Well, it's a guild system.
Yeah, no, but
you can't really solo guild.
No, but before we only got experience when we were in a party in a guild.
Yeah.
We got more experience, more people of the guild were in the party. So, when me and Scormer Torch are in a party, surely we should get experience, because it's 2 of us in a guild.
Didn't it used to be like that? That when we...
Yeah, it used to be like that. And I thought... it was really slow to level up, which I thought was fine, because there was only 5 of us. Yeah. And 4 of us online at the time, at any given point. I thought that was fine. Then they changed it to oh, no, you have to have this many people. It's for us, ours is a small guild. I understand that they kind of designed it for big guilds, and I don't like that. It should be scalable. You should have stuff for big guilds and stuff for small guilds.
Guild Wars 2 is dead. Fuck the guilds.
I think, to be fair, I don't think that guild
most profitable game of was it second most profitable game of 2016?
I reckon
second most profitable PC game.
I think if they bring skin mounts or mount skins
to the store.
Yeah, I reckon that would be. I think they should because I would buy some. I don't know. I don't think guilds have ever been the strongest point in Guild Wars.
Oh, well, that's interesting for their title, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think Angry Joe had the same opinion when it first came out. Like, he didn't think he couldn't get his Angry Army guild to work properly. He couldn't do what he wanted to do. So they don't think they've ever got the guilds quite right.
I was going to ask, have you done mount jumping puzzles?
Some of the masteries they've put in the things which you use to level up your mount skills are basically jumping puzzles. So sort of.
Okay.
Is
there non-mastery jumping puzzles for mounts?
I think so, but I haven't found any yet.
Okay.
I've just been going for hero points and mastery points.
What does leveling up your mount do then? More health?
So for Raptor, the first one is you do more damage with your going into combat thing. Yeah. The second one is... All I know is that for that one, the fourth one is you can, like... Because with the... I probably should go through like, what all of them can do, right?
Yeah.
The Raptor one, if you jump and press forward...
This is the Raptor one.
Yeah, that's the Raptor. You just leap forward, and it's the fastest way to get around the map currently. The level 4 mastery you can get with that, you just leap even further, and it gets you around it even quicker, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Springer, which is the rabbit, which I think will be on the next screen. You can show the other
ones.
So yeah, the middle one there is the Springer, the rabbit. He jumps really high. You can hold space, and then like it repletes its bar. And when it gets to the bottom, like you're kind of forced to jump at maximum height. Level 4 ability on that is you jump higher. The next one you get is the Skimmer, which is the one at the bottom.
The Mana Ray. Not Mana Ray, the Stingray.
Yeah, basically. But you can't take any fall damage as far as I know. For the Springer, you take reduced fall damage.
Yeah.
And have more health. The Skimmer, you don't take any fall damage, I don't think, and you have like a sort of glide ability. So you hover off the ground a little bit and you glide. But you can glide above water and quicksand. And it's...
Can you summon any mount at any point as well?
Yeah, so you've
got them.
You know, like you've got 7, 8, 9 to 0 on the right of your health. It's got like a little. I bound it to the Z, so it's got like a little Z icon here. And you know how you have a little triangle above it to like change your abilities normally.
Yeah.
You can change to any mount when you're not in combat, basically.
So if you need to cross like a whole bunch of water, you can go on like the Skimmer.
Yeah.
Mount.
And the Skimmer mount, as long as you're like on the surface of the water, you can get onto the Skimmer mount like just straight away. Because none of the mounts work underwater.
Right.
But if you get to the surface, you can you can go straight to the
There's no
Skimmer
underwater
mount.
Combat.
No.
Underwater
combat is shit.
Yeah, I feel like that was a weak point if Guild Wars 2 was underwater combat.
It's absolutely shit because none of my builds work underwater. And Scourge doesn't even work underwater.
What do you think of the idea of adding a completely different skill set for underwater?
One day, they should already do that, but why can't they just make it so the normal ones work? That's what I don't understand.
Well, I guess the idea is that you can only use certain things underwater, so you can't use, like, fire and stuff like that. You have to use,
but
like,
you can.
Harpoon
You
guns.
can use fire underwater.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
In real world and in Guild Wars.
Okay.
So, I don't... What they've done is made it so, like, there's only, like, 4 weapons underwater. And they're all two-handed.
You get, like, the harpoon and stuff.
And it's all two-handed. It's like, why? Why don't you just make it so we can use the normal stuff underwater? Like, I understand, like, change it so it's not exactly the same. Like, make it, this is the water version of this ability that you've got equipped. Why make it so, like, oh no, you can't use this. Or you can't use this. I don't understand that at all. Because, like, for my normal Necromancer, I have, like, my elite ability, my 0, like, it summons, like, a big undead beast.
Right.
It doesn't work underwater, though. It'd be cool if there was an underwater version, like, it just automatically switched out when you went underwater and it just turned like an undead shark or something.
That would be cool, yeah.
That's what I want from Guild Wars. I don't want this... Like, all I see when I stand underwater is like, I don't want to go underwater. I just try and avoid water all the time. And now with the Skimmer, I can. I'm probably never going to do underwater combat ever again unless I absolutely have to. I really do think it's shit.
You would like it if they added underwater themes to current existing...
Yeah, I wish... You didn't have to change weapon sets. I wish that, yes, you could have tridents as well. Like, so you could, like, equip a trident underwater if you wanted to, but you could just use your normal weapons.
I guess the idea is that they wanted underwater combat to be different, so that you had another way to play.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's so shit and underdeveloped that it's a complete waste of time. And none of the weapon sets don't work with the build that works above water. And you can't just like switch out on the fly very easily and like remember what you've picked. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like change it just because you're going underwater? At which point, why don't you have another build system for underwater? It's like, then you're getting ridiculous at that point. To me, I'd rather it be more homogenous, where it's like, it's the same, you use the same weapons, you have the same sort of skills, but they're switched out to the water variants. They work a little bit different, so it works in like a 3D space instead of just like 2D ground.
Yeah, it's always very interesting when you have underwater combat, because you have to change it from
so,
a 3D space to a kind of almost 2D space.
So my example here would be like, with staff for necromancy, like only your one ability is like a targetable thing. All the rest are like area of effects. If you went underwater, you still had your staff, and then suddenly your other 4 abilities are like column based things that you just like place where they are. So it's not, you're not like trying to target on the ground. It's just like it activates where you are, and then it's like a big column. That's kind of what I want, like a switching out sort of ability as soon as you go underwater, but you don't have to like go, oh, I can't use this ability because it doesn't work underwater. It's just like automatic switch out to the water variant if it doesn't work underwater. Yeah, I hope that one day they do something with water, because underwater stuff looks really cool, but it's really shit to play in.
What would you think if they made an underwater expansion? Is there, okay, here's a question. Guild Wars 2's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
Are they making more than 2 expansions? Is more expansions coming
I think
Guild Wars 2?
They're going to be making more expansions. I think the players peak mass, like, you know, like how World of Warcraft, like players, like people come back and stuff. I think the same thing happens with Guild Wars. And they give...
For sure.
And if they add more stuff, they can add more skins as well. Especially if they add... Because when they added the gliders, they now have glider skins. I do hope they do add skins for mounts as well, because then I feel like loads of people want mount skins. I think that would be a very good way of them making more money.
They're definitely not going to move on to Guild Wars 3 anytime soon.
No.
Because Guild Wars 2 has still got players and it's still quite profitable for them. So, anyway, let's move on to...
what you've been playing.
PlayerUnknown Battleground. So I have been playing PlayerUnknown Battleground because a good friend of the show, Conspiracy Theorist with Matt, which we won't have this week because he hasn't sent me one.
Is there any more though?
I think he's going to send me some more.
He's got some more. Okay.
Maybe when the new season comes out
next year,
or maybe he has some in the chamber. I don't know.
I don't know.
So what you're seeing now is PlayerUnknown himself. I think. I played with a lot of people with this game, and I asked them what the story of PlayerUnknown was, and none of them could answer me. Nobody knows like what's going on in this game. Like we're in like some Russian country for some reason.
How do you know it's Russian?
Because all the names are like Russian names.
Oh, okay.
There's like Pachinki.
Why have they chosen Russia?
I think
they're not based in Russia, are they?
No, they are. Oh, I don't know. I think it's like South Korean.
Okay.
Or they got bought up by South Korean. And
interesting.
But I think they might be European. I'm not sure actually. I'll look it up now. PlayerUnknown.
I've only seen that like one image of the dev team, and it's just that guy saying I'm PlayerUnknown.
Yeah, because it's developed by Bluehole, and it's because they don't have a publisher, so Bluehole is the people that make it, and they also publish it as well.
Yeah.
They cut out the middleman.
Cut them out.
No, I'm not looking for the blue hole, the cavern or sinkhole which is open to the surface.
It looks beautiful, Joe.
You want to get a picture of the blue hole in
I want to go there, is what I'm trying to say.
Dubai, Egypt.
Yeah, I want to go there.
In the Red Sea.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Okay. This is Bluehole Interactive. There you go. I'm just gonna look.
That's their offices. They just have like a.
Because they also did like Terra and stuff.
Oh.
The South Korean guys.
Okay.
I think. Because I know like the main dev is the guy who worked on the Arma 2 mod.
Yeah, this is like a massive minefield then of like people coming together then and like recreating stuff.
And now they're building like massive
pavilion. What the fuck is that? So have they been under like, other publishers then? Because I know like Terra was under NC Soft, right?
No,
published with Was it not?
No, I'm not saying about what Terra's done. I'm saying PUBG's never had a publisher.
Oh no! Sorry, I meant
unless
like,
it's
as
in China.
I meant like as the developers have published for other people though before PUBG or PUBG as I like to call.
Let's talk about the game though.
So yeah, you've been playing it then.
Yeah,
basically.
I've played third person. I played first person. I played solo. I played duo. I played squad. I think probably the best mode to play is I think the best way to play is with friends, and then it's like squad. I think that's the most fun for me personally.
What is squad? How do you play squad?
It's basically you can queue up as 4 people, so everyone else queuing up is in a squad. So the way they balance it,
squad v squad, basically.
Yeah. So the way they balance it is you can queue up for solo, and then everyone else who queues up is only playing by themselves.
Yeah.
Duo
makes sense.
Where everyone queuing up is with a partner, and then squad is 4 people.
Okay.
So I played squad a lot with like Matt from Conspiracy Theories, Andy from the Hearthstone episode, people like that, and that is pretty fun actually.
What about the Swedish boys?
Yeah, a couple of them. Okay. Not all of them own the game.
They're not? Okay, that's surprising to me actually.
No. I think because like my friend Albin owns it, but he never plays it. Pontus always plays it on his account through the Steam sharing library thing, which I heard that they wanted to restrict, or people were like they should restrict. Yeah, like people are misusing the Steam library share thing because like me and my brother used it, and we like lived in the same house, so it made sense to like have the family share.
And now you're still using it, right?
Yeah, still use it sometimes.
But he's not in the house.
No, I don't think it's really abusing it.
No,
because I could literally just walk to his computer and play on it. So
it's not really abusing it, in my opinion.
But what do you think about people who like are across countries playing on someone else's Steam account?
I don't have a massive problem with it, but I can see the problem is like they're technically going to have less sales. But
I think it's the same thing as if you sent someone the details to your Steam account and they just logged into your account, right? They could still do that even if this system didn't exist.
Yeah, which is technically against the terms and conditions, but people will do it if you don't have that system. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't think it's being abused. I think yes, like loads of people connect together, and like technically there's less people have to buy games, but I don't see that as an actual problem.
Should we talk about my Battle Royale experience?
Yeah, because you've played the other one as well. What
do you mean? Oh, I played Fortnite as well.
Yeah, it went which free to play. Talk about.
But before that point, I never played a Battle Royale game.
So wait, so this was your first proper game then?
Yeah, well, I played DayZ, which it really put me off the idea of playing a Battle Royale game.
Yeah, I saw DayZ, I never played it.
Because my good friend Brad, he said to me, you need to buy this. I was like, this game's in early access. I was like, I could just wait till it comes out because it looks kind of broken. And he was like, no. If you get it now, you get the price point cut. You get in early. And I'm like, do I really want to pay to beta test this game? Which PUBG is in early access as well, but I'd say
it's in a better state.
Slightly. I'd still say PUBG is completely broken.
Yeah, but it's in a more fun state though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I never played Armour. I only ever played DayZ, and I found that really boring to just sit in a room and try not to die.
Yeah. Well, its goals were really...
But they had servers. Yeah. That was the big difference for me, was that you joined a server, and then you could keep playing on that server and on that character.
It's like Minecraft in a way.
Yeah. But in PUBG, you start every game fresh, and nobody can just... get the best items like on Rust or something like that and just instantly kill you.
It's more like a MOBA where you have to restart every time you join a game.
Yeah, which I think is and then as soon as you die, you just leave. And because there's so many people playing, there's like over 1 million concurrent players, you instantly queue and you get into another game.
Yeah.
It cuts out all the like dead time, which I think is really cool.
Might as well, makes sense.
Is DayZ still going? Is Dean Hall, quote unquote, still developing DayZ?
I thought he was trying to make VR games and decided he couldn't make money on it.
Yeah. Mostly negative. recently. I don't think DayZ's still going.
What was the overall the overall mix? What percentage was it?
What do you mean?
So it's 28% on the most negative. They go down to the mixed one. So 64 overall across its entire lifetime.
It's pretty similar. Warning: this game is an early access alpha. Please do not purchase this unless you want to actively support development of the game and prepared to handle with serious issues and possible interruptions.
This was posted this year.
Yeah, 12th of September.
And it's still in early access, not doing anything.
TLDR, Dean Hall's a dickhead.
Is that what we're getting from this?
Yeah, I had to. We got like a buzzing mic, and I had to restart the recording. So
that's what you wanted to restart on.
I had to restart at a point, and the point I wanted to restart at was Dean Hall is a scammer.
I wouldn't necessarily say he's a scammer. He just doesn't know how to make good UI, and he doesn't know how to make good games, in my opinion.
Oh, we didn't actually look up why people hated DayZ. You can't jump in this game, enough said. Also, the entire game plays like it came out in 2007.
That's true.
Graphics are worse. I bought this in 2008, I think. No, 2013, sorry. Not 2008. I bought this like as it came into early access. 'Cause it came into early access 16th of December 2013, and I got it on the 28th of December 2013.
So you can confirm that your PUBG experience is far better than your DayZ experience?
Yes.
Okay.
And also says developed by Bohemia Interactive, the Armour guys, but I'm fairly sure it's just like...
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's
like Dean Hall and maybe a couple of their guys.
Yeah, I think they brought up Dean Hall and they said that you have like your own development. And then...
Okay.
And then there's some other people that were involved, but it was still mainly just Dean Hall.
Didn't they make an Armour 3 DLC recently? It was like hospital stuff.
Oh, another one? Oh, no, yeah, we talked about it, didn't we? It was like
Did we talk about it?
Yeah.
Because I had no idea what it was about.
We didn't
I didn't care enough to look
we didn't
into it.
We don't play Armour 3 and it was like, why is it like a medic pack or something? It's like, what?
There's quite a popular role-playing scene on Armour. You know, like Gary's Mod RP or GTA 5 RP.
I guess it still confuses me, but yeah, I don't.
You know, like it's like soft RP where you get like a job and you can be a police officer and you drive around. You can be a police officer.
But yeah, I like soft RP. I don't understand like the hardcore RP.
Slash me.
Yeah.
Does this and then you roll for it. It's like Dungeons and Dragons.
I hate super serious though. I'm gonna go on a quick tangent here because you just remind me of it. I'm subscribed to someone who does like how to be like a dungeon master, like Van Darko.
DM.
Sorry, no, we're talking about something different. D&D dungeon master, and it's like I recently put a video saying like what do you do if the players aren't taking it seriously? And I didn't watch the video. I was just like, I don't want anyone to take it seriously. I kind of like D&D to be this kind of.
I feel like it can be a real problem though.
I guess
I had a lot of like sessions where people were trying to get me to take it seriously, and I just didn't care enough.
But I think me and you have
ended up playing on the Wii.
I think me and you have a similar outset of things. I don't want to take anything that seriously. Because I'm the DM, I can just like make up like stupid places, and it's great. I think it's amazing. I think the DM needs to be. Basically, your group of friends who plays the game have to who have the similar mindset and want to play it. So there's also problems where like someone's like, oh, I don't want to play anymore, and they're like, oh, we can't play anymore. Like the whole thing. It's like, well, you kind of have to agree like what to do in the first place. But yeah, sorry, that's my tangent. That's all I want to say.
I think like a really OP move is to get people to do their character sheets before you start playing, because that's the part that always kills me. I hate filling out character sheets. It kills me.
Yeah. It's a lot easier now with 5th edition.
Because Martin was playing D&D recently. He was filling out a character sheet, and they were playing on like an online website. I don't know what. I can't remember what it's called. It's quite popular.
Roll20.
Roll20. I think
yeah, that's what I've been using.
Because I was like, do people play D&D on Tabletop Simulator at all?
I think it's quite difficult because you have to sub like loads of stuff, and you can import images directly into and it just saves it for later, and it can save all your stats, and you can like make a game, you can leave it, then rejoin it, and it has all the stats. All your characters are still there.
Roll20 is way easier to set up and use and more.
Yeah, as you can see, you can put loads of effort, you can make your own maps.
I always like the visual part of Tabletop Simulator where you could pick up things, especially when it has like VR as well.
Yeah, I feel like the people who make Tabletop Simulator should probably make like a dedicated D&D tabletop game.
I think they do have like D&D DLC.
Okay, that would actually be really interesting to see what you.
We're
can
talking
do
about
with
Tabletop Simulator.
We used to play it all the time, though, right?
I was playing it the other day. Like
you still play it? Okay.
Playing it like a week ago. The Cash and Guns game with Martin and Andy and someone else. We were explaining the rules to them.
The problem is though that
we're playing with Matt.
You still have the issue of like you have like preset like models, I guess. Whereas you just put any image on Roll20. Like yes, it's 2D and it's not like as like
you can put any
realistic.
image on Tabletop Simulator.
You know, but like they have like if you go to that image there, like they're like 3D models of the monsters, and those are typical D&D monsters. Like you have like the 2-headed, 3-headed.
But you can import images into Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, I just feel like Roll20
we did that with our card game.
Roll20 is like it's far easier than to do on the fly.
Like a bunch of blank cards and put images on them.
That's a lot.
You can do that stuff as well in Tabletop Simulator. Anyway, talking about PUBG, what we're actually supposed to be talking about. I very much enjoyed playing this game. It was quite fun.
It's your type of game then?
Yeah, I didn't think initially I was very put off by it because of playing DayZ, but the more I watched of it, the more I was like, actually, this looks kind of fun.
Okay, I still can't watch it, but I can understand the playing of it. Yeah,
I don't see this one. You know, like Overwatch. I watch Overwatch and I go, man, I want to play some Overwatch.
Yeah,
it's kind of like with this game. Is that I wouldn't ever want to watch anyone but someone who's like really entertaining and good at this game.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Disrespect is like if you've never seen PUBG, I would watch like Dr. Disrespect playing that game. He makes it so entertaining and fun. And yeah, he's really cool. I like the idea of that you can just keep playing games and games and games, and every game is different and unique. That's really cool.
Is there like a lot of maps, or is there?
No, there's one map at the moment.
Oh,
and they're developing like a desert map as well.
Right.
But it's not out yet. There is variance though, because we talked about previous week weather effects.
Yes.
So there is a raining variant of the map, and there's a heavy fog variant of the map.
So kind of just like visual impairing and sound impairing, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Because sound is an important part of the game.
The fog one is super scary. When you like...
Because you can still hear everything, but you can't see anything in the fog, right?
Yeah. So like, it completely changes like scopes. Like 8x scopes become really bad in like fog. And close range weapons are a lot more useful in fog. Which is really cool.
Like
because I
instant
like
firing,
close range
short
weapons.
Range.
Yeah. Close range combat's kind of interesting. It's not 100% like good. It needs work a lot.
Okay.
There's still like massive bugs in the game. Like people always make the joke that it's an esports ready game because they say they want it to be esports, but it's very broken in a lot of places.
Honestly, like get esports in a game that's in early access though. I feel like there's something really weird about that.
I think you can.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's just really weird. Here's this early access game. It's not out yet.
All you need for a game for esports is that you need a massive player base and competitive players.
But if they keep it in early access, they're basically saying it's not done yet. So
they're just saying that it's not. They haven't finished development of it, but it's still in a playable state. That's the point of early access, isn't it?
I don't know. I just feel like it needs to be out of early access to be.
Because the idea of early access is that you can play the game early, but you understand that it's not the final game.
Yeah,
but it's in a state that's playable enough that you could play it.
I guess, but I don't know. For me, I don't. I wouldn't even
I'm not finished getting through the list of bugs.
Sorry.
It's on Unreal Engine 4. It is a massive resource hog. It's very poorly optimized.
I have to everyone play it on like poor.
Yeah, everyone has to play it on like low quality.
Yeah.
To get it to run, basically. You want like your view distance on like ultra, and I like anti-aliasing on, so everything doesn't look super blurry.
Well, you don't want to look like you're from like pre-2000s, do you?
Also, shadows exist, and you can use shadows to see where people are. And I didn't know this because I had shadows turned off.
To save performance.
Yeah.
Right.
They really need to optimize this game because it's like there's so many things that are like glitchy and broken about. Like you can jump through windows through windows, not
Right.
like breaking them.
Oh, okay. Like, I thought it was like a proper
You can
mechanic.
you can like glitch through windows.
Okay, right,
And
right.
people do this a lot in like high level gameplay. They'll like run through a house and then glitch through the window to get out quickly, and then run into another house.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not a proper mechanic where you can like break the glass, and so it's like you can do it, but it's like really noisy.
People were like abusing crouch jumping because previously you could make macros to bind 2 keys to 1 key, so you could quickly crouch jump, but they removed it recently to try and stop this, and they said we want crouch jumping to be a mechanic that people perfect, so you have to push both keys at the same time.
Yeah.
They want less of that sort of thing.
Sure, you can still use external macros for that though.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. But you can't do it in their game.
Yeah, you can't use their mechanics.
Can you use external macros in games? Can't some games like block that stuff?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure they can, because if the macro is just emulating a keyboard press, how does it know?
I know. I'm at the point in PUBG where in my cycle of games where I care more about having fun than winning, so I'm enjoying the game right now. But eventually there'll come a point. They're going to add ranked soon, they said. So there'll come a point where I care more about winning, and I won't have fun anymore.
Why do you care about like the rank you get there? That's my question.
I don't know. It's just there always comes a point where you kind of like messing around.
Right.
When a game first comes out, it's all about having fun. Like me and Matt will just, we know the way that people can win, but we would rather just jump into like a super populated area, grab some buggies and drive around going with the buggy boys.
I don't care about what rank I am. I'll rather just keep doing what I found fun.
Yeah, but the thing is, the more you play, it really is it is a competitive game. So you can keep playing for fun, but you lose a lot of fun when every game you spawn in and you die, basically.
Yeah, I understand that.
So eventually you start getting better and better, and you get closer and closer to winning, and eventually you go, well, wouldn't it be fun to win a game? So you keep playing and you get better, and you.
No, I really don't like for me personally, the mentality of like trying to win isn't fun at all. Like in any way.
You don't have competitive. You don't.
No,
games.
I think I'm too competitive in some degree, but I've suppressed it. If that makes any sense. So I still have the competitive streak, but I suppress it because I don't have fun with it.
So I always try and have as much fun as I can before the competitiveness takes over.
I think I've gone full Vulcan and went, I'm competitive and I'm not having fun.
Suppress your human side.
So I've suppressed my competitiveness.
Yeah.
So I don't try and be competitive anymore.
You've gone full Spock.
Yeah, like the esports version of Spock. I'm not competitive anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a really weird analogy, but that's what I feel like.
Have you watched the new episodes of Star Trek?
Yes, I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Did you enjoy them?
I
haven't watched them yet, so I have no idea.
I think they were good.
I saw Red Letter Media did a review of the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not going to watch it until I've seen the whole season, which is going to be weird. But that's why I like to do Red Letter Media for stuff like that. But yeah, I know because like it's Mike, isn't it? He's the guy behind Plinkett's voice.
Mr. Plinkett.
Yeah, he actually loves Star Trek, and yeah, I mean he has like a signed from the holographic Doctor in Voyager.
Yeah.
In one of the episodes, like uses like this weird like round, this cylinder looking device, and you like got a replica and got the guy to sign it. Wow. So it's like, right, okay. And like, I don't know if you noticed, like almost like every one of his reviews, he talks about Star Trek in some like either like just like quickly says it like a reference that either you get or you don't get, or he like goes off on a tangent talking about how this reminds him of Star Trek. It's like he's talking about like I think like either the beginning of this year is like a horror thing like on they brought back Alien from Mars like into a capsule like in an international space station. And he was just like, it remind me of species 8472 from Voyager, and it's like, what? What's this got to do with Star Trek?
It's always got something to do with Star Trek. People like base their entire lives around Star Trek. Yeah, they watch so much of it that it just becomes part of who they are.
Yeah, there's a joke between I think Mike and Jane is like Mike just says like, I've recently rewatched the original series. He's like, you haven't watched it for like 3 days, right? So, I was like, yeah. To be fair though, is like I always like rewatch like Deep Space Nine, Voyager, The Next Generation and stuff as well. Though like, I get to the point where it's like, I want to watch it again.
When it comes to like Star Wars versus Star Trek, there is like way more stuff to watch in like Star Trek, and it has a good universe that exists and is canon. It isn't like extended universe.
I mean, there is like the for Star Wars the Clone Wars and the Rebels, right?
Yeah, but they have like extended universe, and then like Disney comes along and is like, fuck the extended universe. It doesn't exist.
Well, they went no, they still technically exist, but they don't. They always say that we're not gonna.
They wrote over like.
Yeah, they're like, why should we just do what you think's good? We'll do what we think's good, basically. Right. But so they just renamed this to Legends. Like you can have your Legends. And if we ever do anything with Legends, we will say it's Star Wars Legends.
Yeah, I'm just saying the good thing about like Star Trek is there's deep lore.
Yeah, it's always like from the very start. It's had like it rooted in like how mechanics work. Whereas Star Wars has always been it just looks good. It has like this big empire. It doesn't need to make any sense. It just needs to look good. It needs to have it and big explosions and things.
Yeah, the thing with Star Trek, they won't be like massive-ish plot holes.
Yeah,
it will kind of make sense, and it will fit in the universe.
And George Lucas doesn't exist.
It won't be like like Doctor Who, where they just use like plot devices to get around scientific things.
Unless they use
Sonic, I can use this screwdriver to save the world.
Yeah,
on everything.
Yeah,
except wood.
But in Star Trek, it's like deadlock. To be honest, in Star Trek, it's kind of like the opposite of Doctor Who, because in Doctor Who, like you can always use a screwdriver, right?
Yeah.
In Star Trek, it's like we can just do this, and then it's like instantly, it's like we can't. For whatever reason, we can't do this. We have to like think of it in a different, unique way. That's interesting to think about, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, going back to the new series. I kind of like the characters actually. They're kind of interesting. The Klingons speak weird though, and they spell Kronos differently than before, and they spell Klingon differently.
Yeah, I saw my dad was watching it, and
it was very
I saw
weird.
the like subtitles of.
Yeah, the subtitles have Kronos and Klingon spelled differently. Like I think Kronos had like a Q in it. I'm pretty sure Kronos didn't have a Q in it before. I don't know. I'm gonna say like I'm okay with it. At the very least, I'm okay with it at the moment.
And
I'm not
who
sure
loves Star Wars? I mean Star Trek and Star Wars. Player Unknown himself, as we were talking about.
Yeah.
But we just rambled on about fucking Star Trek. Okay. Anyway, I was just going to say, if you don't understand how it works, everyone drops, you try and scramble for guns, and then you have to kill everyone else that's not in your duo or squad, if you're not in solo. And the way that the game stops you from just sitting in a corner camping, which I would hate, which is the kind of stuff you do in DayZ, is that there's a big gas cloud that comes.
Yeah.
And it makes you all move into this smaller and smaller circle until you eventually kill each other.
And you also, I think another thing as well, you have to get good gear, you have to keep moving.
Yeah.
As well, so you can't just stay in one place.
There's another point. Good gear will drop from an airdrop. So a plane will come across, an airdrop will drop, and it'll send off red smoke. So it's a point where everyone will go to.
So is it always like dropping like an open-ish area, or just drop randomly?
I think it's like random drop, but I think it drops towards the safe zone.
Okay.
But sometimes they can drop outside, I think. But there'll be what's called military gear. So this is gear you can't get in the game. So you'll get like, I think I'll get like AWMs and stuff, and like really high tier weapons and stuff like that. Which is really cool. But yeah. Interesting. I like the idea of the circle where it forces you to fight. I mean, it's the clever. Level 1 circle, you can, like... At first, I didn't understand how it worked, and I was always, like, super scared of the circle, or I forgot it existed and, like, died.
Right.
But you can, like... One strategy is you just keep looting in the circle, because the damage of the circle ramps up over time depending on the circle. So the first circle, you can just take boosts, which is, like, painkillers and energy drinks, and that will... make you regen over time, so you can regen at the same speed you're getting ticked down.
It's not a hard limit, is it? It's just like you can walk it back outside the area.
It's not like you're going to be a meter away from the safe zone. You're going to be in the blue zone. You're going to instantly die. Yeah, it's kind of
or even it's a wall you can't get past. That's kind of clever actually. So you've got like gameplay decisions you have to make if you want to go back. And also,
there's more gameplay decisions as well because you have what's called the red zone,
right?
Where I can only assume you're getting bombed because it's like a red zone, and then in that area, stuff will just explode.
Okay.
Which I assume is
meant to be
like getting bombed.
Okay.
But from what I can understand, it's just them like spawning in explosions.
Maybe it's just like gas.
I don't understand what the
pipes.
story is because you're in the middle of Russia.
Well,
you're all sat next to each other on a plane for some reason, so you're good friends.
Yeah, you're an
and
oil.
Then you go off a plane and you all kill each other.
You're an oil baron. You're all sons of an oil baron.
Are we making the story for PUBG?
Yeah, you're going down to like fix a gas leak.
Because the guy said he wanted to make the story of Tracy Beacon. That's not the story of PUBG. Because the guy said he wanted to make a campaign mode for the game as well eventually.
More like a tutorial, or more like just a story based thing.
Hang on, here we go. Battlegrounds takes place on a different island maps, but the main island for Battleground is called Arangel, an abandoned Russian island where the military occupation was controlling the island. The military occupation tested chemical biological experiments on the island. After resistance attacked on a biological facility, the island had to be abandoned. That is the whole backstory of PUBG.
And then all your mates get on a plane and you drop down and you start shooting each other.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really need a story at this point. I mean, if you have a strong gameplay, you can add the story later. Yeah. Anyway.
Maybe we should go on to the news at this.
I'm just going to talk about... Okay, I can talk about PUBG news now.
Okay.
So let's just go over PUBG and Fortnite, and I'll talk about playing Fortnite as well.
Alright.
Because that'll clear things up.
Yeah.
So recently, PUBG was contemplating... Oh, this is going to really mess me up. Because I had these in different places than where they are. PUBG was contemplating further action over Fortnite Battle Royale similarity. So they were basically saying, like...
We are in the Battle Royale genre.
Why did you made Fortnite, which is like a cartoony... originally, Fortnite didn't have Battle Royale in it, even. So Epic... So the connection between the two is that Epic Games made Fortnite, which is meant to be like this wave-based base building game, which I showed to you originally on the E3 trailer.
Well, I thought it looked interesting.
Where you kind of build these bases and you get weapons and you fight against hordes and you upgrade your weapons. Sort of thing.
I think for me, I'd rather play that, which I think we have to still buy the game.
Yeah, you have to buy
Fortnite. If I was to want to play that, I'd probably buy it.
But the connection between the two is that Epic Games makes Unreal Engine. So they made Unreal Engine 4, and Fortnite's running on Unreal Engine 4, and also PUBG's running on Unreal Engine 4.
So the same engine.
Yeah. So
interesting.
There's kind of like this discourse between them when PUBG's saying, "Oh, you copied our idea, and we can't believe you'd say that because we're using your engine as well." So you've kind of taken our game and you've put it on the same engine as well.
Can I go to say that's kind of a retarded way of thinking from PUBG? Because you can't copyright an idea like that. I don't think that's fair. Because they don't own the genre. Yeah, you can't own a genre as far as I'm concerned.
Well, the thing you don't see like John Carmack going around suing people for making Doom clones.
No, exactly.
Because that's what FPSs are today. They're just Doom clones.
Like,
that was what they were called back in the day.
That similar to PUBG. Like, not enough, in my opinion, for it. You could even possibly sue them.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about this is, like, the endpoint story is that it basically massive advertising for Fortnite. That they made, like, a huge shitstorm against Fortnite, and everyone now knows about Fortnite as well.
Yeah, I guess, but they... I mean, I don't think even PUBG made the Battle Royale genre.
No.
I mean, of course, they had
Sony as well?
The developer who worked on the original Arma 2 mod. But I don't think they own the rights to an entire genre.
No.
That's kind of the idea that people are bringing up.
Did you think they were going like, oh, maybe we should sue Sony as well? And they're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't. Because, like, what about H1Z1? Is that not a Battle Royale game?
Yeah, because that also was...
Like, that's
quite
very
quickly after.
similar.
Because H1Z1 started out as like one of those DayZ kind of games.
Yeah.
Where you fought against hordes of zombies, and then they added the Battle Royale game mode, which was when Battle Royale games became quite popular.
I thought because I've been called Battle Royale.
After the Arma 2 mod and the H1Z1 game mode that they made.
Yeah.
Which in itself is quite similar to... I would say H1Z1 is way closer to PUBG than... than Fortnite is. Fortnite is quite different.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
In a lot of ways.
When I first saw this, it was like, isn't Fortnite like completely different?
Fortnite has like fucking base building and destructible environments in it. It's crazy because you can like, if you want to go into a building, you can just break the door down with a pickaxe, and you can build walls and ramps and stuff to get up places. You can build a base. You can find traps and you can build traps and put them down. You can get like fucking rocket launchers and stuff.
It sounds amazing.
It's third person. It's way more cartoony.
I want to play Fortnite.
Well, the big good thing about Fortnite is it's free to play, and on the day it went free to play, it had 1 million users concurrent. Yeah, which is pretty
instantly.
Cool. Yeah, well, it's the difference between a paid game and a free to play game. You can kind of see the difference of adapters. So
well,
I think a lot of people...
You also get away with more free to play elements that you can actually put loot boxes and things in, because then it's free to play. You don't have to pay for it, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything really to buy in Fortnite free to play right now, though, because at the moment they just added squads.
So I was just thinking like how they're going to make money from this being free to play.
Because at the moment Fortnite you can only play in third person.
Right.
They just added squads. You can only just now play in a squad game mode.
Yeah.
The map's a lot smaller. And what else was I going to say? You can't even select your character. You just get a random character when you spawn in. And they said they were going to add it.
But isn't that different as well for Fortnite? There's actually like character classes, whereas in
not in Battle Royale.
Oh, okay. So it's still, you just look different every time. Then.
Everyone is exactly the same when they spawn in.
Okay.
But that's the big thing about PUBG and its marketplace, is that people were farming for costumes,
right?
Customization, because that's a big part. Is you earn money. And then you buy a weekly crate, and then you open the crate and you get a random piece of gear. And then what they do is they artificially increase the price of the crate, to stop the market from getting inflated.
Right.
So it costs 700 battle points for the first one, and then the next one's 14,000, and the next one is 2,800,000. And so you don't buy too many in 1 week and inflate the economy. And then on Monday it resets back to 700.
Right. Okay.
So you can buy multiple crates.
So can you not just like keep
but it's
storing
better to
up?
Wait over time.
Yeah, so just like keep getting loads of points and then not spend it and only do it once a week or whenever it resets.
Yeah, I usually buy like maybe 2 crates a week.
Okay.
Depending on how much I play, like because there is like point to buying it before the reset, because you're like, well, I might buy 2 crates next week, so if I buy it now, it'll reset back to 700 next week, so it won't push me up price-wise if I'm going to buy crates anyway.
Yeah. I understand too. But
then there's that was the controversy, because at the moment there's like the Survivor crate and there's another crate, but there's the Gamescom crate, which you can't get. There's the Gamescom crate that you can't get in the game now. You have to buy it on the marketplace for people who typed in the code. And then there's the Twitch Prime crate as well.
There's also the other problem as well, where like they split thick skins across like 4. You have to collect 4 different things to combine them, right?
Yeah, you get parts of a costume.
Yeah, I think that's completely stupid.
So I'll get like gloves in a crate, or I'll get a camo trousers or something like that in a crate. Opening a crate, you'll never get like a full costume.
Yeah.
You have to keep opening them. That's how it works in most games, though.
I don't like that. I just like you just unlock that.
Like
skin.
in CS:GO, you open a crate and you get like a weapon skin. You don't get all the weapon skins.
No, I know. I understand that, I guess, but I don't know. I just don't. I feel like just trying to get like, the whole set. I guess it's kind of difficult, but I guess that's true. But
you can trade. So I think I traded with Andy. He got like a stripy shirt, and I gave him some boots. But nobody wears. So here's a really interesting thing: PUBG. Nobody wears boots because they make more sound, or they make a different sound that's more identifiable.
Yeah.
So nobody wears. I think it was such an interesting thing
boots
for them to
don't
do.
Give you enough bonus, and for the.
Well, you don't need boots. They're just a cosmetic thing. Literally, they don't do anything.
What?
Boots don't do anything in terms of giving you more armor or anything. They're just a cosmetic thing. But if you wear them, you make way more sound, or way more recognizable sound when you walk on surfaces.
They should really make it so you take minor damage when you walk in bare feet or something.
I suppose it can be kind of like a tactical thing. You could wear boots, take them off, put them in your backpack, and then when you wanted to bait someone out, you put your shoes on, you stamp about. Because there is a lot of like
guess.
baiting people out. Like you can do stuff like you can honk your horn, and go, I'm here, and then you wait for them to peek, and then you shoot them.
Yeah,
stuff
you
like that.
honk your horn, you get out of the car, you plant explosives, run away, they come to the car, you blow it up.
Because there's like stuff like most melee weapons are pretty useless because you're never going to melee people apart from like the first part of the game.
Yeah.
But the frying pan is really good because when you have it in your back, it can deflect bullets. There's like little intricacies with each of the.
So even when it's sheathed,
weapons.
it still does something because it's still on your character.
Yeah,
I like that.
There's like lots of little intricacies with each of the different weapons and even customization with PUBG.
Right. Okay.
There's also grenades as well. There's like the HE grenade. There's the flash grenade. There's the smoke grenade. I think the smoke grenade is pretty useless because it's really slow to get the smoke out.
Oh, right.
But Matt loves them. He always picks up smoke grenades and throws them about.
Don't smoke grenades in real life like put like a huge amount of smoke really quickly?
I don't know how smoke grenades work in real life, to be honest with you.
That's a question.
But if it's made by the armor guys, maybe they know more about realistic weapons. I don't know.
That's true.
But I feel like you could change that from a gameplay point.
Yeah.
But maybe smoke grenades would be too strong then. But like saying like smoke grenades are useless, sometimes I will use them when I go to like the school. Because the school is in the middle of the map. And if you're like solo, everybody goes there. So you're fighting like 50 people. And sometimes I can't find a gun, so I'll throw a smoke grenade around and then like try and run through the smoke to find a gun.
Okay. Makes sense.
Anyway.
Back to more news.
Anyway, what's next about PUBG? So they clarified over their objection to Fortnite. It's not about the idea itself. It's about Epic Games.
Right.
So Bluehole was saying that PUBG was used to promote their game without our knowledge. Because they made the Battle Royale game mode initially in Fortnite that you had to buy it. And then you have to buy Fortnite to play it. And then PUBG was saying, oh, you're advertising your Battle Royale. You're using the idea of PUBG's Battle Royale to advertise your Battle Royale.
How?
I think they were just saying...
How are they using PUBG to advertise the Fortnite Battle Royale?
I think it was like a really wish-washy statement.
It sounds really wish-washy. I don't understand how
because there was
using
also
them,
because also
quote unquote.
Like, they didn't have a problem with GTA 5. Because GTA 5 made a Battle Royale game mode as well.
Yeah.
But they were saying like we use the Unreal Engine to develop PUBG, and we pay lots of royalties to Epic to use the Unreal 4 engine.
Yeah.
And they use the Unreal 4 engine, and then they make their Battle Royale game.
They pay the royalties because they're using their engine.
Yeah.
That's the contract. The contract isn't that because we're paying the people who made the engine, only we can make a Battle Royale game. But that's not in the contract.
They were saying that they thought there were similarities in the UI and other things.
Right. Do they own the UI as well then? If they copied the UI code for code, then fair enough. That's something completely different. That's not what they're implying. They're saying it looks similar.
Basically, there was like a really wish-washy statement. They're saying we felt betrayed by Epic Games because we use their engine, and then we feel like they ripped us off by making their own Battle Royale game when they saw how popular it was.
Yeah, they're allowed to do that. I think that's perfectly fine. They'll try and make more money. I don't see the problem.
But Fortnite... So the Battle Royale, originally, you had to buy Fortnite to play the Battle Royale. It's now free to play the Battle Royale section. So I have played this, and it's quite interesting. You see the mining pick on that guy's back?
Yeah.
You use that to destroy buildings to get into places.
Everyone has a pick.
Everyone can destroy any building.
Using a pick on a tree.
Yeah. You need resources to build things.
I was wondering where did you use a pick for that, but okay.
It's a pickaxe.
Ah.
So it's half pick, half axe.
Where's the shovel? I guess to be fair, you actually use pickaxes to dig dirt up. Actually, in real life,
you don't dig up dirt though in this game.
No, I was thinking, but if you did want to dig up dirt, you could still use that.
But yeah, so you need resources to build things. So you'll need a certain amount of wood to build.
Can I make a hot air balloon like it's showing in this image there?
The hot air balloon is what you come in on. That's the plane.
Ah, okay.
So the plane that drops you off is called the party bus, basically.
That's cool.
It's way more cartoony, this game. It's more like
I really
TF2 kind of style.
I really like the style of this game compared to PUBG.
It's only in third person as well, or if it is in first person, I haven't figured out how to get into first person. But it's third person only servers right now.
Yeah.
So you can't cubes specifically for first person,
Yeah.
which you can in PUBG. They've just added squads. So one of the interesting things you can do in Battle Royale Fortnite is that you can, instead of like scrounging for weapons, when you have enough weapons, you can like go around and you can destroy trees and metal and use that to build things.
Yeah, that's really
It's
cool.
really interesting.
So it's like more crafting, opposed to just picking up stuff and finding stuff.
It was quite interesting because I was like in a building and I was like, wait, there's a chest up there because you get like chests you open up and you have like epic gear in them.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I get up there? And I was like, wait, I can build a ramp. So I just like built a ramp and I walked up there. Like,
so they've made like things you can't get into, but you can build to get them.
Yeah.
But that obviously takes time. You have to then drop your guard to be able to do it. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that. I'm way more interested, but I remember like Toll Biscuit put like tweet out, it's like thanks PUBG. Now I know
thanks
about
PUBG
Fortnite.
for advertising Fortnite Battle Royale with all your wish-washy, we're gonna sue you statements.
I just thought that was brilliant. It's like, sure, that's perfect.
Anyway, what was the next point? Oh, should we talk about VPNs?
Yeah, that's good. Let's have like
So PUBG's been getting some quite negative press from China at the moment. Because the Steam review scores plummeted from Chinese players who are being advertised a VPN in the game through the Chinese version of PUBG.
Yeah.
So it seems like at the moment there's a large volume of negative reviews from China.
But is it really PUBG's fault though? That's what I was trying to figure out.
Well, the thing is, to get a game published in China, you have to pay a Chinese publisher basically to put the servers up onto the Chinese server because of the Great Firewall of China, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's in the same place as the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, the Great Firewall of China.
Well, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, future-proofed
you have to pay like a Chinese publisher like 20 to 40%, and they'll literally just upload the file,
and they're like really lazy
to the servers basically of PUBG, and then they will are really lazy, so content might come out a lot later on the Chinese server.
So what I could tell, they pretty much did nothing to make money, like a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
So is it PUBG's fault in this case that it's this really weird system that's only in China?
Apparently they only paid for a normal package where they can buy like a premium package where they will actually give a shit about their job, where they will like actually respond to PUBG's like 7 or 10 emails saying that they need to fix the game in China.
Maybe we just do the difference here in the US and Europe, but we pay people to give a shit.
One of the things they were doing was that they were making like it so the players were like getting disconnected a lot. And it wasn't until they used this Chinese VPN that they could actually play the game properly. Right. And they were being massively advertised this VPN in the game.
But who owns the VPN though?
Probably like the company, the publisher.
Yeah, that's
in China.
why. That's why I could figure out. Like, it's just why it's not. It's just a really shitty system that China has.
Well, there was like rumors that Tencent was going to invest in PUBG. They were trying to acquire 5%. Of PUBG. If you don't know who Tencent are, they're basically like our Chinese overlords. Yeah. They own
everything.
They own like the equivalent of Steam in China. They own Riot Games, one of the biggest companies in the world, who makes League of Legends. And now they're trying to invest in PUBG as well. So there's definitely some Chinese overlord shit going on right there.
They're using their Great Wall of China.
The Great Firewall of China.
The Great Firewall trying to shoot down at other companies and like take control of them basically, which is interesting.
Apparently PUBG responded to the Tencent investor rumor and said, we don't know anything about that, there might be ongoing talks. So
it's almost as good as Randy Pitchford's I don't even know who they are.
It's so weird. It's so weird like seeing esports teams in China compared to like esports teams anywhere else, because all the esports teams in China are owned by like Chinese billionaires.
Okay.
So, like, a normal team in the US or Europe will have, like, a small house.
Yeah.
Where they can play with each other, the team house. And then, like, the Chinese team, like, EGG has, like, a complex. I'll see if I can find it. The EDG.
Is it like Professor X's
It's like
School
a
of Talented?
futuristic like mansion.
So it is like Professor X's School for Gifted Children.
I'm not. No, I want the EDG. It's going to be hard to find a picture of, maybe. Oh no, here it is.
Look at that.
So like.
So just they've got expensive cars out the front, and they've got semi-expensive
they will
cars.
build like entire fucking office complexes just for their like esports team and stuff.
Okay.
It's like China's
So they're like
crazy.
Do you think they have like their own PR thing for each team as well? And things?
For sure.
Okay.
They have massive teams working on these teams.
And billionaires own them in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll always get like the best offices and gear and stuff. It's crazy. We were talking about China, weren't we? That's why it's tangenting off. China. China. What was it? So, oh yeah, we're talking about the VPN issue. So there was like review bombs, and
I just find it odd that they're reviewing PUBG and not China themselves.
Yeah, but how else can they? So the idea of review bombs has always been that we're saying that there's problems, but how can PUBG know that there's problems with their Chinese publishers?
Yeah.
The only way we can have our voice is through review bombs.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I just find it odd as like it's not really against PUBG; it's more against the PUBG publishers in China. But obviously, they can't do it any other way. So yeah,
they need to.
It's
get,
interesting.
How can we hurt PUBG in a way that goes? We're being fucked over, but they don't care because they're not in China, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Saying that though, Asia is the biggest market for Steam in the world.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Asia is a large margin of the player base and people who buy games on Steam. So you do not want to piss off China. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, if you want to keep making
PUBG.
the same amount of money, I guess. Yeah. If you want to. Yeah, it's difficult though, isn't it? So,
yeah. Well, speaking of review bombs, we can talk about not Tony's wishlist. Where did I put that?
that's
Is this okay? This is it. So recently, Steam responded to review bombs because we saw the PewDiePie review bomb on Firewatch, sorry.
Loads of people review them because of the issue.
We talked about the GTA 5 review bomb over the taking down of the modders game.
But I like that because I know like they were talking in this article basically that they were discussing ways like we want to. Initially they're thinking like we don't like it. Like
initially they were saying we don't like the ideas of review bombs because people can still have fun on that game and will have fun on the game.
It's not using it what they intended it for, basically.
The idea of a review is trying to tell a player, trying to guess how much fun a player can have on a game.
Not the politics around it outside of the game necessarily.
That players may not be interested in.
Yeah. But but instead of doing like something like another like a AAA thing we'll do and just go, we'll just ban this, and and don't allow this and this to happen. Because they're talking about like they could like freeze it for a small amount of time if they felt it. But instead they just went, we could just give them more information than the person they can decide themselves if it's
so what they did was they were like, we'll just add the full history of the game's reviews.
Yeah. And
you can see points where the reviews went down. And you could look at the reviews and say, a lot of people were saying, I didn't like Firewatch because of the developer DMCAing PewDiePie.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that. It still looks like a good game. I'll enjoy it. I'm going to play it. Which is perfectly fine.
But say you like clicked it at the time, it's like, it's really low. You're like, that's odd, why it's really low. You can then pick up the things like, it's only really low at the moment. It was really high, so something must have happened like outside of the game. Or at least it indicates if something outside the game happened. I mean,
someone's asking why the hell doesn't COD World War II have a histogram? It's because it's been out for like 3 days in beta, right?
Probably.
No, it has. Like, it's been out for like a few days in beta.
No, but
I'm saying
that's probably the reason why it doesn't have a histogram.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It needs to have like a week, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can't have a histogram shows the reviews over a long amount of time.
Yeah.
If the game's been out for 3 days, it's not going to have a
what are you going to show? Yesterday it was this review score. Today it's this review score. I'm pretty sure it's like weekly basis, right?
Yeah. The Call of Duty World War II beta came out recently, actually. I didn't play it. I'm interested in playing it.
No, I've seen some people play it, and I'm really confused.
I heard it was really imbalanced.
Yeah.
Matt was like, same shit, different skin, basically.
Yeah, but I've heard other people say it's not as well. That's what I'm really confused about.
Okay. Maybe
So I don't know.
I'm not really interested in playing the beta.
No, I don't care about Call of Duty in any way.
Anyway, review bombs. So they said that they could potentially, in the future, they may add revisit the idea with personalized review scores, where they will try and predict. It was this point they will try and predict how much you'll enjoy the game based on your previously purchased title.
Instead of just the binary yes or no, it's more of which range do you want it in, then we can add it all up. And then
because sometimes it's better. Well, I think this is a really cool idea actually.
Yeah.
Because whether a lot of people like a game isn't important. Is
Well,
not more important than whether I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, because it's not even that though. At the moment, it's just like, do you recommend the game? Not did you necessarily enjoy it. Like it could be like just above the point of recommendation, but then you'd have to read the review to say, "Oh, I only just recommend this" or something. And some of the people will put it as no, and we only just don't recommend it. It's like a mediocre game. You don't know that at the moment, which is. Then I feel like if they do ever change to the system, like it would be like a more.
Because I would love a system where single player games get recommended to me based on previous single player games I've said I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then multiplayer games get recommended based on my friends enjoying them because I know then that I would have someone to play it with.
Yeah.
Is what I would love to see in the future. This is the most interesting part, apart from the histogram part of the review bomb blog post.
I do really like the histogram part. I actually think that's really good.
Yeah.
I really like that.
It's really interesting to see like where the reviews come from and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do their other suggestions, but I'm glad they also talked about it and like figure out how they got to the point of the histogram. Because
I'm glad that they said that review bombing is a problem, which I do agree with.
It is a problem.
It is a problem
to the intent that they want it to represent. But as I said before, I think it still should exist.
It's really important that people can have their voice, which they said in the blog post. It is really important that we think people can have their voice.
Yeah.
We don't censor it at all.
Yeah, because to some people, the external politics is important to the enjoyment of the game.
But we still want to create a kind of recommendation based on whether we think you're going to enjoy the game for yourself.
Yeah.
Based on the game itself.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Should we talk about more Steam stuff? I can do PUBG AMA, I guess. Where's that?
The ranked, yeah.
So basically, what PUBG himself, I'm Player Unknown, said was that they were going to add ranked play, which I think is kind of interesting. I actually don't think you need to add ranked play to Player Unknown Battleground. I think it's competitive enough, but I think some people were wanting it to be a bit more competitive, where they could be ranked.
Well, they want to say I'm at this rank.
They want it to be ranked to very high skilled players and try and be the best at the game, and that kind of lends more towards their esports mentality. Esports ready game.
You could say they want to be the Player Unknown.
Yeah,
himself,
the guy in the helmet that's on the box art, which is just a level 3 helmet.
Yeah, he's so good. He doesn't need like a high level gear.
Well, he has a level 3 helmet, which is really good.
Okay.
But he doesn't have a police vest on, so...
Well, he's only protecting his head.
He's only got a level 3 helmet and an AKM. That's all he needs.
That's all he needs. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
And no one knows who he is.
Yeah, except it's this guy. It's this guy here.
We know it's someone with an X and Y chromosome, though, right? Like, we know...
Are you trying to say Player Unknown has a binary gender?
Yeah.
But yeah, they were saying that basically in the AMA they said they wanted to add ranked play to the game. They talked about what I talked about earlier, where I said they didn't want people to abuse jump crouching with macros. Yeah.
So they're trying to push more of the competitive nature of it, even though it's still competitive. They want more competitive stuff, I guess. They
wanted to add it. We're working on like being able to shoot through wood and stuff, and having more. They're working on audio balance because at the moment it's kind of hard to tell where you're getting shot from. But they want to make it so, the.
Do you think they did? Did they think they realized like that the noise part of the game was important before they put it out to the masses?
Yeah, I definitely think they did. Okay. It's just they just need to tune it. They want to refine vehicles. They want to refine audio. They want to refine the blue zone to make it a bit more fair. And then I was talking about bullet penetration at the moment is kind of really bad because you can't really shoot through holes in chain link fences and wooden boards and stuff, it'll just stop there. So they're also,
it's meant to stop people, but this also stops bullets at the moment.
Yeah, they said they're working on 3 new vehicles, and they announced the the Volkswagen. What's it called? The van.
Oh, not the Beetle then.
No, like the big hippie van.
I don't know what that's called, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Scooby Doombile.
The Scooby Doombile, yeah. They said they wanted to add player progression as well, so they want to add a character leveling system. I think it'll probably be similar to Overwatch.
Oh, okay, right. That makes sense. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
They wanted to add weapon skill system that doesn't affect gameplay. So you can play, if you use the M4 a lot, you can gain more skill with it and say, I am an M4A 1/6 specialist.
Oh, so it's more like,
but it doesn't affect gameplay.
A title thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they wanted to add other progression systems.
It's more like an achievement system, really, more than anything, like an in-game achievement.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I need to.
It'd be cool if you could unlock skins like attached to these achievements. I thought that'd be really cool.
What's the time?
We've got 45 minutes to the end.
So we're on an hour and 15. Yeah. Okay. Well, I need to go back to the Steam stuff because I've moved everything now.
Yeah, we've gone ham and decided to go off the rails. Like that one episode we called "We're Not on Rails."
I'll just do all the Steam stuff, and then if we have time, I'll do small news topics. Okay. Anyway, modders are demaking Half-Life 2 in Half-Life Gold Source engine. So they're making Half-Life 2 Classic, where they're making a Roblox edition of Half-Life, is what I would call it. They're making Half-Life 2 in Half-Life 1 engine, which I think is pretty funny. just to see what it would look like.
Ask why?
I think it's just to see what it would look like in the engine. Okay. It's kind of a challenge for people. Because they've already got the game Half-Life 2. But
right.
They're trying to look what it would look like if they made Half-Life 2 with the Half-Life 1 engine.
Yeah.
If you think about an alternative universe where that's what they did, they made Half-Life 2.
They didn't upgrade their engine, they just immediately made the game straight after. Okay.
Or also, it might be easier to run for older systems as well. Pick up background. Look at those models. Absolutely beautiful.
Right. Makes sense. I don't really understand.
I just think it's really funny.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, but
anyway,
it's more funny to me, I guess. Oh, you've gone ham.
Anyway, Steam VR added a boxing ring environment and new abilities to customize your home space. So you can now box people on Steam VR.
Thank goodness for that.
Which I think is really cool.
To be fair, it does look really cool.
This is basically the area where you stand around waiting to get VR games, and Steam's put a lot of effort into it, and it's just really cool.
It needs to be interactive.
Also, there's a TF2 Monopoly game. I don't think we'll mention it at any other point, but I just thought it was a thing that exists that's kind of cool.
No, I don't care about Monopoly anymore, so I don't give a shit.
That's kind of big. Steam will sell games in Australian dollars soon, which I was really confused about. Was why can't I use the pound anymore? But then I realised it was an Australian story. So Australians for years have been forced to use the American dollar on the Steam store, which is like massively inflated the prices for them, basically.
And that's why the games were so expensive for them, basically.
Yeah, but now they're going to get cheaper prices for Australian. And then Steam also said, as a reminder, if you do not have pricing entered for a country after a local currency is set live on the Steam storefront, your game will be unavailable for sale in that country. So when this goes live, I think it may be live now, I'm not sure. I have to ask someone who's Australian.
Yeah.
But when this goes live, if you don't set it so your game can be used in like Australian dollars, which you didn't have to before because of the way it worked, it won't be available on Steam. So that's kind of interesting.
Mm.
So when you make a game on Steam, you kind of have to think about this stuff now. Can I price my game in Australian dollars? Can I price it in pounds, euros? You know, all that different sort of stuff.
You could price them differently, technically, couldn't you?
Yeah. But then you get the kind of people buying games in different zones because they're priced differently, sort of thing.
It's kind of an issue with that, I guess, but you could theoretically do that.
Oh, so Steam removed 200 games from Steam recently. The entire Zonitron and Silicon Echo catalog was gone. They removed 200 cheap fake games from Steam.
What they consider fake games, I guess.
Yeah, so almost 200 games developed by Silicon Echo Studios, where Steam users are criticised for selling low-quality shovelware made to pedal trading cards, have been removed from the PC storefront in the latest step in Valve continuing battle against so-called asset flips. And I saw this video and I was like, this is probably Sid Alpha, isn't it? Because he's like one of the guys at the front line of taking down these cheap games. I was like, yep, it's Sid Alpha. And he's talking about, if you want to watch this video, he's talking about Zonitron products.
I think what I find really interesting is the response from the publisher, right? Not the developer.
Valve confirmed that in a statement saying, we have a full team monitoring reports and identified an issue that led to the removal of some titles from a few different Steamwork accounts. These accounts generating a lot of reports of frustration from customers and other developers. It turns out that the bad actors were all the same person operating under different accounts. What we found was a set of extreme actions by this person that was negatively impacting the functionality of the store and our tools. For example, this person was mass shipping nearly identical products on Steam that were impacting the store's functionality and making it harder for players interested in finding fun games to play. The developer was also abusing Steam keys and misrepresenting themselves on the Steam store. As a result, we've removed these games from the store and we've ended our business relationship with them. The Steam platform is open, but we do ask developers to respect our customers and our policies. Spamming cloned games or manipulating our store tools isn't something we tolerate. Our priority is helping players find games they will enjoy playing. Now, in response to this, Silicon Echo put out a statement.
They basically said that they didn't get any much advance warning of what was going on for them to fix anything.
This is a response to widespread criticism from their fans and journalists, including Jim fucking Sterling's son, alike.
Himself.
Yeah. These fake games that Valve refer to as commonly known asset flips, a practice that Valve developers to get cheap off free licenses such as a popular Unity game, were removed because they were copy-pasted, and their response was, "Sorry you had to wait. We did not want to give Valve some time to explain. We do not hold it against them. Only thing we wanted is a fair explanation. Silicon Echo would like to give their statement on the matter of the account termination. This statement contains our side of the story and our opinions on the recent events. First, we have gotten lots and lots of questions from everybody for the GSL what exactly went down with Valve and Silicon Echo, where the only information we have given is that our games are consistently on the top of users' reported titles, primarily for practices that are deceptive to customers. This did not fully explain the reason for the complete account of business termination."
Well,
so naturally, we sent an email to Valve asking some additional questions.
What they don't seem to acknowledge is the fact that they've posted the same game over and over again.
Basically, what they were saying was that Silicon Echo is a complete separate entity from Zonitron Productions, which has been proven that they're not, by Valve themselves.
Yeah.
And
they investigated and went, no, you're the same.
But they were saying Zonitron was getting mass reported, and they were saying Silicon Echo didn't get any reports. Warning, we do not believe we've been deceiving or lying to our customers. Basically what happening was they were getting lots of reports on Zonitron. They made another company called Silicon Echo, which is the same person, but what they were doing was they were trying to make a shell company, basically, that could go down and be destroyed, and they could just move to this one, basically.
But it seemed right through their disguise.
Where was the part they were talking about? They were saying, yes, we used Unity assets bought from the Unity store, but that does not mean it is an asset.
Yeah, it's somewhere. I think it is somewhere you're looking now, but it's we had the licenses to use it, and we bought the assets and thought we made our own our own levels or something like that.
They're saying basically they bought Unity assets using the basic assets provided.
But they made their own games.
And they're saying, we bought the assets, so we should be able to do with them what we want.
Yeah, which is fine.
That's not uploading Unity assets straight to Steam is not transformative content.
No. But that isn't even the reason why Valve took them down, though. It's the reason they kept putting the same similar game out with no difference between them, almost on the same day as well. They don't seem to acknowledge that.
I just realised we didn't even finish talking about what we've been playing. Or what?
Don't worry about it.
It's too late now.
It's too late.
I need to talk about Roblox.
No, we don't.
We have to talk about Roblox.
I was tempted last night to just like go and edit it and just like put the crossed out tool on it. So there's just like not.
Yeah, we're talking about Roblox right now. Where is it? Universal Studios Roblox. What a game! I've never been to Universal Studios in real life, or have I?
I don't know.
A couple of, it was a few weeks ago now. I saw a popular streamer, Sodapoppin, was streaming Roblox, and I thought, I love watching Roblox. Let's see what Sodapoppin's on. He was on Universal Studio Roblox. So I think the official Universal Studios has got people to make a universal map that you can go around and ride on rides. So I went
to get you hyped for Universal Worlds or whatever it's called.
Yeah. As soon as I played it on Roblox, I was screaming that I had to go to Universal Studios.
You were talking to your mum. We need to
No,
go
but I think
on holiday
that's
right now.
one side effect. But you can also purchase express tickets for with the Roblox currency, which is real world money.
Okay.
And stuff like that. Because there's like rides you can go on for free, like the Hulk ride and the Mummy ride and stuff, and the Back to the Future ride, and there's like the Halloween night edition as well.
Okay.
Maybe if I show a video of Universal Studios Roblox, it might make more sense.
I'm not sure it will, but we can try, I guess.
Let's get it up. Here we go. This will explain everything. Don't worry.
It doesn't. I can assure you right now.
Look at this beautiful Roblox. Oh no, what's going on?
So
spooky as
I
hell.
still don't get Roblox. I'm gonna put that out there right now.
Okay.
I don't get it. Why?
It's the OG game.
But why? Why do people make like?
Because I like to have fun on Roblox.
People put a lot of effort into these things.
Yeah.
I'm really confused about that.
What's that? Jevon's mispronouncing words. I'll watch that later.
Folding table.
Oh, I was going to put Neo Yokio as well.
Yeah.
Basically, there was like an anime that just came out on Netflix that was like a American Japanese collaboration. I was like, oh, okay. I watched the trailer for this. This looks kind of weird. It's called Neo Yokio, and I was like, voiced by Jaden Smith. And I was like, what the hell? And it's like, voices by Jude Law and Stephen Fry. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is there like critically acclaimed actors in some random Netflix anime? Because it's so weird. It's like, the story is that it's Neo Yokio, which is like a mixture of New York and Tokyo.
Yeah.
Which I didn't get the name until halfway through. I was like, why is it called Neo Yokio? And I saw like the New York stuff and I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But it's like, it's the main character, Jaden Smith. If I was going to describe it to someone, I'd just say it's Jaden Smith, the anime.
Yeah, that you thought it to me instantly when you said like the main character is actually like Jaden Smith. I'm like,
The dialogue for
it.
Kaz Khan is perfectly written for Jaden Smith to just say that sort of stuff.
And that's why he's got a
But
massive
he's like,
Toblerone.
basically the story is there's demons that attack Neo Yokio. And they need exorcists to fight them.
Right.
So the exorcists have worked their way up in society to the top, where they're at the top of high fashion now, because they've worked their way up by exorcising demons. And Kaz has to
big
keep up social events while fighting demons and that sort of stuff. And it's, I was laughing all the way through basically because, and I don't know if it was because it was like a parody satire or it was just bad, but it's one of those things that is just very funny because of. If it's satire, it's very funny.
It's well made, but I think it's either meant to be bad and it's successfully bad, or it's just bad. But either way, it's so funny
because there's lots of stuff like the this was made by Netflix and they had the voice actors themselves. This wasn't them dubbing over anime, but all like the lip syncing is out of like the dubbing is out of lip sync.
Yeah, as if it was a bad dubbing.
Yeah, and like the animation quality isn't as good as it could be, sort of stuff. And there's lots of just random.
I like how terrible the Toblerone box is.
Every time someone gets injured, they just buy them a giant Toblerone. And then he gets mad at this girl and he's like, "I'm taking back my giant Toblerone." But it's like Jaden Smith the animal. Whenever he gets upset, he goes to the graveyard and he lays on this grave, which is his grave.
What?
Yeah, he just made himself a graveyard when he feels sad. Where he has his like own tombstone.
How does he know he's alive if he's in a grave?
No, he lies like on top of his tombstone. He's like, I'm dead. I'm so upset.
Yeah, I'm getting too deep. I'm going Jaden Smith deep.
I'm like fake deep. Like if this is a parody of like.
Here's my question though.
It's like a parody of like how obsessed people with our fashion and high society in New York, and like Jaden Smith's type celebrities who just say random shit.
Is Jaden Smith in on the joke?
I don't know. Does he not know? Nobody knows. People are so torn on this series because half of them are like, "This is awful. This is serious," and half of them are like, "This is satire. This is really funny." So nobody actually knows what the hell is going on in this series. And if you just watch it and you're on neither of these sides, you'll still have no idea what's going on in this series because it doesn't make sense at all. It starts off as Kaz being like, I'm an exorcist, I have to exorcise things. And then it just suddenly just drops out. It's like, now there's a terrorist plot and there's terrorists that are attacking everyone and unleashing demons.
Oh, dear.
It's really weird, but it's very entertaining.
Because to me, it sounds like almost like satire of both American culture and Japanese culture.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, even if you think this will be like bad anime or something, it's very entertaining. That's one thing I'll say.
Okay.
I very much enjoyed it. It's very entertaining.
do you want to get on to? Do you want to finish off with the minor news that we had, or do you want to?
Do we have enough time
for the minor? I think if we just did the minor news.
Okay, Warner Bros is making the Shadow of War DLC Memoriam free after the controversy. Originally, they were going to charge for the DLC for Mike 4G, who passed away from cancer while making Shadow of War.
It's a fantastic DLC as well.
And yeah, he was kind of like this mysterious stranger character where he would come along randomly and kill orcs for you, like in Fallout.
Yeah.
Originally, they were going to charge for it, and they were going to give the money to charity or a percentage of the money.
Yeah.
And in some places, they couldn't.
So
some what they call not counties, states in the US.
Oh right, yeah. Some countries, states.
They had like laws about charity.
And they couldn't be bothered to get it.
They couldn't be bothered to set it up properly, so they just ended up keeping the money. Is what we can assume because they couldn't make them charitable donations.
They never really said so.
So in order to counteract this is because Mike already had a sort of I think it was a GoFundMe memoriam for people who wanted to donate to the family of him to help him out, his family, with all the funeral costs and continuing going on. And basically Warner Bros. Was getting so much flack for this that they went, right, it's free. We want, because originally people were like, why wouldn't the homage of the developer who died just be an Easter egg? Something that everybody who loved the game could experience because he loved the game as well. And they want him to be in the game as well. Which is a nice idea that they eventually backpedaled on this. It's nice to see from Warner Brothers, but they still do a lot of scummy shit.
Yeah.
Vampyr the RPG, you were quite interested in this.
Yeah.
It's been delayed until 2018.
I'm not sure. I don't really mind. I just don't want it to be shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like this vampire. It looked kind of hack and slashy. Because we saw it at E3 in June, and it looked quite good.
Yeah.
But it's been delayed. Overwatch League is starting in January, so we will officially know all the teams before then, and we'll get to see how Overwatch League starts. And 2018 as well. NA franchising starts, which is like the League of Legends.
So 2018...
2018 is going to be franchise leagues in esports. How do they work, basically? Are they going to work? The first 9 teams were announced with their cities. So we have Boston is going to be by the CEO of the Kraft Group and the New England Patriots. New York is going to be Jeff Wilpon, the co-founder and partner of Sterling VC of the New York Mets. Los Angeles has 2 teams: Immortals, owner of the LA, and then the owner of the LA Rams and the Denver Nuggets. Miami and Orlando has the CEO of Misfits. San Francisco, USA, has NRG, which is like Shaq, and then London now has a team, which is Cloud9, which is kind of confusing because they're predominantly US organizations. You're standing up and walking, Tony. Where are you going?
I'm going ham.
Are you okay?
No, I need to just pause a second.
Okay. I can carry on with this.
Yeah. You carry on. I just need to go quickly.
Okay.
I'll be back in a second.
Okay. So
really professional.
All right, Tony's gone. So I'll just talk about Overwatch for a little bit. Shanghai, China is getting NetEase as their team. South Korea is getting Kevin Cho, the co-founder of Kabam, as well. So these are the 9 teams that we know. And the most interesting thing for me was London, because originally when we saw on the map of them showing the Overwatch teams, was that we saw that Europe didn't have any representation. And now we're seeing that Cloud9 now has representation. And we've seen in other esports, in like CSGO, Hearthstone, League of Legends, they are massively a US team. They don't really have any European representation apart from they had an Eclipse team in the European League, I think, for a bit. But whenever they qualified, they got bought out by another team. I don't know all esports teams, so if you're out there and you know of another Cloud9 team that is based in Europe, maybe this makes more sense to you. But from what I know of the big esports like League and CSGO, they're predominantly, I know that they are a US owned organization, so that's where they're based. They are in America. So it's going to be really weird to see them move to London as well, because we're going to see way more esports in London with the League of Legends League, because we have leaked from Riot Esports that they're splitting up the European League into 4 different cities, with the original Berlin. They're going to move to Spain, Barcelona. They're going to move to Paris, France, and they want to move towards. Did I say London? It's Berlin, Paris, Barcelona, and London as well. And we've seen a lot of teams move to London as well. So there's definitely going to be a way more esports presence in London now, with Cloud9 coming over, and we're going to have a lot of European League of Legends teams coming over to London. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that all plays out in 2018. Next piece of topic is piracy. So we saw piracy actually increase legitimate sales of video games according to the EU Commission's report. So loads of people were waiting for this EU's Commission report to come out to kind of say whether piracy had a big negative impact on... it had kind of a big negative impact on piracy, or it helped it. And we actually saw, according to their report, that piracy increased video game sales by 24%.
I find that's kind of interesting, though.
Yeah.
Like, you almost think, like, oh, maybe it's like... Because some people are like, oh, people like try it out, use it as demo stuff. Some people like buy it. So I find it interesting that it's like, it definitely increases the sales.
Yeah, because we're seeing people now who, when games aren't making demos anymore, we're seeing people pirating the game, going and playing it, saying that they enjoy it, and they're going, well, I enjoyed that, I'm going to purchase the game.
Because in a way, you think, oh, people aren't like that. People are just going to pirate and like keep it, right? But it's really weird. But people seem to understand. Some people seem to understand that if they want more of the same product, they have to put money into it. And like, I think that's kind of good. I think that's kind of what this is showing in some extent. That people do seem to understand where their money's going. Yeah. But you know, I know you wrote this down at the end. It's like, maybe you can stop de novo.
Yeah, maybe if reports show that piracy is actually beneficial in some way, I'm not agreeing with this.
On day one stuff.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if piracy isn't, if piracy is positive, okay. But if we just took that away and said piracy was just, it wasn't negative or positive, it was just nothing. Yeah. Then you could say, what's the point of de novo?
Yeah.
You're making players. De novo gets cracked in like a week these days on new games.
That's why people hate it, and they got like huge teams working on it now.
Yeah, and what was it? Didn't a team of like crackers? They said they weren't going to crack it to see how, so they could see how it actually affected the game sales, and they found that it didn't affect the game sales at all. Really?
Okay.
That people Yeah, Denuvo didn't really stop piracy that
Yeah.
much.
Okay, I see what you're trying. Yeah. I don't remember that report. I'll be honest with you.
Anyway, but
So
yeah,
just didn't
I think
stop pirating at all.
we've seen people dropping Denuvo recently and taking up demos. We've seen people like Inside do this recently, which made me purchase the game.
Yeah.
We've seen people like who else has dropped Denuvo recently?
Yeah, there's another big one that dropped it recently, but had it on launch. What was that?
I don't know, but
we talked about it.
But we've seen that games that don't use Denuvo are usually more popular, and games that have demos get more sales and more popular. It's time to drop Denuvo and put your faith in people with a demo.
Yeah.
The problem is...
Oh, I know what came out. What came out recently was like Prey got a demo.
Oh, Prey.
And we actually got really interested
Did Prey have Denuvo? It might have.
It might have. I'm not sure. It might still have though.
Okay.
If it does or did.
I wouldn't put it past Bethesda, but
no,
the thing, demos are very pro-consumer, but they're almost anti-bad developer.
Yeah, but that's why it's really good and pro-consumer. It shows you have confidence in the product. You want to show it off. It's really good. It's really good PR-wise and really good for consumer. And I don't want it to be... I don't want something that's going to be good for bad developers. So...
I mean, it's not like 10, 20 years ago where people would I would just play demos over and over again and I wouldn't get the game, but that was because I couldn't afford the game.
Yeah, but
people who are just going to play the demo and the demo over and over again aren't people who are legitimate purchasers anyway.
No.
Now I will play a demo. I'll go, that's interesting. I want to play the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And I'll purchase it.
So you can't because I feel like because I used to do that as well. It's like I couldn't afford new games, but I didn't want to play on my old games, so I just like play.
They used
demos.
to make those demo discs, or like Ratchet and Clank. You put it in, and you could play like the Sly Cooper demo.
But I was never intending to buy any of these games. I had no money. But now I'm more of like a connoisseur of gaming.
Yeah.
Back then I wasn't at all.
Yes. You remind me of the Jim Sterling, 18th century aristocrat gaming connoisseur. Hardcore gamers.
No, that's just some elitism of you have to play at my level, or you might as well be shot.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I was saying like now we understand like more of the nuances of the game. Like we know what we want and we want more of that now, opposed to just like the same demo. We can't just play the same demo over and over again anymore because it's not the same. Because we've become connoisseurs. Is the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
But yeah. We're not like...
Well, people are actually refusing to buy PC games that have Denuvo on
them. Yeah, I
fight back against them.
I wouldn't buy games with Denuvo on. As soon as they drop, I'm happy to buy them because I think that's good.
This is the first reports that we've seen from the European side. We're gonna want to see some like American, some Chinese reports.
Yeah.
Kind of see how this affects the rest of the world.
There'll be also a whole Asian one, I guess, at some point.
Yeah, like Asia, it's the biggest market on Steam for sales. Yeah.
So that'd be interesting.
But I think the one last topic is that Oh, that's the wrong page. Minecraft, the cross-platform update is now live, so you can now play on Switch, I believe. Is Switch live yet? Play on Xbox Mobile, VR, and Windows 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure Switch one is live. What the fuck is that huge thing they've built? What is that?
So this is the Better Together update. Is now live. So now you can now play on Xbox, the mobile version, the VR version, and the Windows 10 version can all be played together. But they're still working on, of course, the Switch version. And recently, did Sony said that they were going to come into talks for cross-platform?
Yeah, they're in talks.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see.
They built a big machine.
I like that they built something to like represent that though. That's kind of cool creatively. It's a.
But they didn't even use Tekkit. They could have built a real machine. They could have used computer craft to build like a real Nintendo Switch.
Can I just say, wouldn't it be cool like if there was like a really like high end mod we had to build like big multi-block structure there though? That'd be really cool, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're just using command blocks to move entities and copy and paste them across the map.
Just build it, Tony.
Just do it.
Okay, well that's... Anyway, the cross-platform play update is here. We'll move on to Tony's wishlist, shall we?
Yep, we have time, just about.
Unless that swirly circle means my internet's died, in which case we won't be able to. But
here are the games.
yeah, my internet's down. Actually, it has died randomly. Okay, well we can quickly do plugs and then we can come back. So as a few years ago, Petermolydeux tweet is a few years ago I pitched a survival horror game based on bowling. I was told it made no sense. Golf Story proves I was ahead of my time. So if you haven't seen Golf Story, it's this weird Nintendo open world adventure game, which has like survival elements in it.
Can I just say that the trailer that was like underneath this this post, like linked from it basically.
Yeah.
The one he's talking about is like, it does have some weird tones of like horror elements. I don't know if that's accidental or what.
It looks so fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, it looks weird, but I'm actually interested in it though.
I think we're back. Okay. Well, we'll just do the Petermolydeux tweet first then. I don't think I can show Golf Story because it's it's Nintendo.
We shouldn't. If you want to see it, you should look at it because it is interesting, but it is Nintendo.
So when I saw this game, so Ubisoft made this game and I saw a recommendation for it. I'll just put the trailer on for you guys that are watching. And I was like, this looks like if Ubisoft took the idea of Slither.io and turned it into a fully developed game. Basically,
3D.
You'll understand when you see the trailer. So what's happening is you become a block and you eat smaller blocks and then you become like a dinosaur creature.
Yeah, you go in, from what I can see, like you start as like an entity, then you like possess a block, then you eat stuff, then you grow.
Yeah, you become a bigger block and you become like a dinosaur block that can move faster, and you can become like a big transformer bot sort of thing that has advanced weapons.
It's Big Clank from Ratchet & Clank.
Yeah,
come on.
But it looks like a lot of fun, actually.
It does. I like it when you're really big, like everyone's really small, and like you have this big blaster.
What was that like Slither.io game that we played for a little bit that had some quite advanced mechanics?
The tank one. That was really good as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Slither.io. A lot of people hate it because it's so simple. But I think
if this is like anything like the tank one, I think this would be really fun.
If you developed the idea and you added a lot of like models and replayability to it, it can be quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
think the 3 games. So Tony has only added like 3 games to his wish list.
Yeah,
I think they're all games I recommended him and are on my wish list.
Yeah, I think what happened was
I think we know which games I'm gonna say they're okay to be on there. I'll just quickly. It is £8.69 on the English store. At the moment, it's a Ubisoft game, mostly positive reviews. I was about to say negative there. I'm so used to saying this on this show, but it is positive.
Mostly negative.
It has online multiplayer and controller support, if you're interested in that. Ruiner. So this game's out now. It came out 5 days ago now. And Ruiner is a brutal action shooter set in the year 2091 in a cyber metropolis, Rencock? Anyway, a wired sociopath lashes out against the corrupt system to uncover the truth and retrieve his kidnapped brother under the guidance of a secretive hacker friend.
Is it meant to be like a fictional Bangkok?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I was interested in this because of the Devolver Digital publishing.
Yeah,
they always publish interesting games.
Devolver Digital is amazing, somehow, and it is. Really
it looked like a very interesting kind of. Neo. I was going to say Neo Yokio, but yeah, it kind of does look like a futuristic Tokyo sort of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like a cyber punk Tokyo.
Yeah, I guess it's cyberpunky actually, because like your brain gets hacked or something, right? And they've taken your brother.
Yeah.
At least that's what you're told.
I think it's kind of like the mindfucky.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Hotline Miami, kind of the tone in the story.
Yeah,
but it's like a twin-stick shooter, I believe. Is it?
I think it is like isometric or something like that. It's
top-down view, and you have to fight waves of enemies and get through them.
But with a story to it. And I keep seeing images that look like Adam Jensen. Am I seeing things? Am I being hacked?
Yeah, you've been hacked. I need to transform to content. I'll move my mouse around. Get copyright flag.
Well, we're talking over it, to be fair, and we're advertising it. I'm not. I feel like the Devolver Digital aren't arseholes, so.
Yeah, but then there's also the auto content idea.
Yeah, I guess maybe they put it in that and not understand how it works.
I want to see if there's like an advanced gameplay trailer.
That was probably it. Like showing like the moves that we saw at did we see that some of this at E3, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, that looks interesting, Tony. It is £15.
Yeah.
On Steam right now, and apparently it's like Mirage Arcane Warfare. I do not think it is. I don't know why Steam is telling me it's like Mirage Arcane
It's
Warfare.
nothing like it.
Which
What?
when you could pick it up for free to play for one day.
Okay.
Which is weird. Yeah, I picked it up. I didn't think you'd be interested, so I didn't send it to you.
No, I don't know.
It's the Chivalry guys who made like this
I
weird
don't think I play it.
magical multiplayer games. You don't play like nearly any multiplayer games unless they're like survival multiplayer. Like not survival. What's it called? Building multiplayer.
Yeah, I those are my preferred multiplayer games. I prefer playing co-op than like rather like trying to play against like AI and like trying to like outthink the AI like in unique ways, opposed to like going against other people.
Yeah, I don't know why. Co-op versus AI games as well.
Yeah, I don't like going against other people for some reason. Like I just find them really annoying.
But yeah, it's been recommended to me because it's already on my wish list, which is the funniest recommendation I think Steam has when it recommends you a game based on it already being on your wish list.
Yeah, we're going to show this for you again, even though you already know about it.
There's no stats on how long it took to beat it on the enhanced Steam.
Maybe no one's beaten it yet, Joe.
No, it's
too long.
I can probably read it in a review.
No, you can't. You can't read.
I'm a huge fan of the Deus Ex franchise. If there's a cyberpunk theme, I'm totally in for it. The soundtrack is awesome. I bought this game without a discount because I enjoyed it. There's only one thing I don't like: boss fights. They're ridiculously hard, and corridor and shield breaking lasers. What can I possibly do without dying? I'm going to kill myself. Boss fights should be tweaked. Buy this. Okay.
Some actually quite really long reviews. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, looks interesting. Should we move on to the final topic before we end? Which is Hob, which is another game I sent you because it looks like this weird Zelda-esque action platformer puzzle game that was made by the Torchlight people.
Yeah, I really like the Torchlight people, and I really like the art styles they have in their games. And it's kind of similar.
I never really got into Torchlight because I played Diablo instead, and I thought they were quite similar. I think I have Torchlight 1, but not 2. Yeah,
I'm not sure. I think I have both of them, but on different platforms.
Because I feel like when you've played Diablo, kind of the action RPG kind of Diablo clone sort of games just don't feel the same anymore. Like
I thought Torchlight did stuff differently though.
But like because I played Diablo 3, and there's a lot of like ones that are emulating Diablo 2. So people like Path of Exile because it's close to Diablo 2, but I just like Diablo 3 because it's a really fun co-op game that you can play with people.
I don't know. I think I like look at both Diablo and Torchlight. So
yeah, I might try it out sometime. It doesn't have multiplayer, right? Not
game.
The first one. No, Torchlight 1.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'll look up Torchlight quickly because it's important to see what the devs are like. Do I own Torchlight 2? Or is that on my wish list? What's it? Yeah, it's on my wish list. Similar to Book of Demons.
It's got multiplayer and co-op.
I don't think the first one did, and that's the one I have on. That's the one I have on. Not on Steam. I don't think I have it on the Humble Bundle.
Yeah, I think I have the same thing as well.
I hate it when I keep getting recommended games I own on different platforms. I wish there was a way to stop that.
Not interested. Already own.
Because then it's going to be like my recommendations are going to be.
Well, yeah, up. So what I'm saying, you want an interested, not interested, and a already owned.
So the first game was single player only, and I wanted to play it co-op, and I don't own the second one, which is the problem. But back to Hob, which actually looks very interesting. Similar to Inside and Obscura, apparently. Which
I can sort of see that, actually.
Yeah, very positive. Supports all languages.
There's no speaking in it.
Let's read some reviews. There's apparently 4 difficulty grades, fiddly backtracking. Apparently there was about 12 plus hours of content.
There's no storyline.
It says impressive storyline without any dialogue.
Yeah.
So the story is told through the puzzles and going through the world, basically. Which I'm okay with. Because the thing is with stories, if you can tell a story through gameplay, you should. That is one of the best strengths of Half-Life 2
Yeah.
is that the story, apart from small sections where you can still move around and people are talking, a lot of the story is told through gameplay and while you're playing the game.
Or while you're going like a little bit of exploratory information, or you just like hear someone speak about something that you can get the idea yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of doing it. They use the world.
I'm not a fan of cutscenes myself. I really don't like cutscenes in games.
I don't mind. I don't mind cutscenes but they have to be good.
Apparently, this game, I will mention, a controller is strongly recommended. So if you don't have a controller, maybe think about that before purchasing it. It costs £15, and from what I've seen, I haven't personally played it. There is no demo, so I can't play it for you.
We don't know how long it is either.
No, we saw it. Someone in the review said about 12 hours plus.
That's okay.
Without a guide, and it's challenging to 100% the game. But yeah, that is the end of the podcast. You can check us out on Inbetween Podcast, vid.me/Inbetween Podcast. Check us out on YouTube and everything in between podcast. You can check me out on Twitter at Scorn2000. I mostly shitpost or retweet stuff, so I will post a podcast if that's where you want to get your podcast news from. And yeah, anime was a mistake. That is the end of the podcast. I have been Joe, and you've been Tony.
I still don't exist on the internet, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I think.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.